Barnet acquiesced with a gesture of hopelessness. "Oh, very well. Go ahead. It's your job to ask questions, but why not tackle Rother's solicitor? I imagine he'd know more about his finances than I do. I only want one bit of information, and it would save me a lot of time and trouble if you could supply it. In the event of John Rother's death, who would be the chief beneficiary under his will?" "His brother." Then, registering Meredith's look of surprise, he added, "You see, for all his dislike of William, John had an almost fanatical regard for the well-being of the family name and estate. As a matter of fact, only a short time back we discussed this very matter. That's how I know." "And the approximate benefits?" "The estate, of course, some property, and about £10,000 worth of investments." "Quite a nest egg," commented Meredith. He tackled his informant from a new angle, with an abruptness that was characteristic. "William Rother is a hot-headed sort of fellow, isn't he?" "Hot-headed?" Barnet shook his head decisively. "Slow to anger, I should have said, but a madman when really roused. A misunderstood mortal, Superintendent. An idealist hiding his sensitiveness under a placid disregard for other people's opinion. I've known him, when one of his pet principles was attacked, to lash out with his tongue as if he had a devil inside him. An awkward customer to handle then, believe me. I've had him on local committees." "He seems terribly upset about his brother's disappearance." "So I've heard. I haven't seen him since that Sunday, but there's nothing strange in that, is there?" "Only this," said Meredith in measured tones, "that his brother's disappearance clears up the trouble over his wife and puts a small fortune in his pocket." Barnet glanced disdainfully at the superintendent through his horn rims, and said in icy tones, "You police fellows get a pretty warped idea of humanity, don't you? John was his brother, you know, however much they disagreed." Then suddenly, "Good God! You're not suggesting—" "I'm not suggesting anything. I'm merely trying to get a proper view of the facts. In any case, Rother may turn up. Why are you so certain he won't?" I'm not, protested Barnet hastily, adding, as the maid entered the room, "Well, what is it?" "Please, sir, the constable is in the hall and would like to speak urgent with a gentleman here. He noticed his car outside as he was going by." Will you excuse me a moment?" asked Meredith, as he rose and followed the girl into the hall. 2 minutes later he re-entered the drawing-room and crossed over to the window. As he examined more closely what lay in the palm of his hand, he called Barnet over to him. "A moment, sir, if you will. I want your opinion on something. Take a look at these." Barnet stared intently for a moment, picked up the objects one by one, and turned them over in the light. "Well?" demanded Meredith eagerly, irritated by the man's deliberation. "Where did you get these?" "The constable found them." "They're Rother's. Tell me, Superintendent, how the devil did you get hold of these things? What does it mean? For heaven's sake, man, don't keep me in suspense. What exactly does it mean, eh?" "It may mean murder, Mr. Barnet," said Meredith quietly, as he slipped the little objects into his pocket. "I can't say anything for certain yet. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got several visits to make. Thank you for your information. You may be sure that I shall treat this interview as confidential as far as I'm able." As his car raced back up the steep slope to Chalklands, Meredith thought, so it is murder after all. A second identification of this little lot in my pocket will make it certain. Somebody had a motive, too. I wonder if...